Does porn destroy your life? And how to overcome your addiction. Generation Y is in danger. Young males have access to an almost endless amount of free, high-definition porn for the first time in human history, and the repercussions of this fact are beginning to become apparent. While the internet is rife with suggestions that masturbating is healthy and even advantageous, this is akin to suggesting that a daily glass of red wine is excellent for the heart. That may be accurate, but when carried to an extreme, difficulties begin to arise. A significant issue with pornography is that many guys consider it a harmless activity. They incorrectly believe that there are no negative consequences and that porn is a harmless habit that has no impact on their life. Yet, this is not true. Throughout the course of this post, I intend to demonstrate exactly how harmful excessive porn consumption and masturbation are and provide you with effective methods to break your addiction and recover your life. But before we can accomplish that, we must first understand how porn impacts the brain and what is happening behind the surface. Alcohol and your mind. Before we get into the rest of the material, you must first have a better understanding of your brain and how it functions. Specifically, you must be familiar with an essential molecule called dopamine. Dopamine, sometimes known as the pleasure compound, is a neurotransmitter that transmits messages from the central nervous system to the brain, passing along the information from one cell to the next. Recent investigations have revealed that dopamine is important for anticipating pleasure rather than pleasure at the moment. Although I am not a scientist and do not profess to comprehend the implications of this research, many experts have weighed in on the issue. Indeed, the image is frightening. To have a better idea of what I am referring to, please see the TED Talk entitled The Great Porn Experiment. According to this research, if you begin masturbating for sexual purposes in your teens when your dopamine levels are at their highest, then by the time you reach the age of 22, your nightly practice might result in significant physiological abnormalities. These imbalances may result in sadness, severe social anxiety, and an absence of healthy interactions with genuine women. How the endless novelty of online porn affects your brain and mind is equally concerning. Simply said, your brain is not intended to handle that much novelty, and studies have shown that when men masturbate to porn if they watch consecutive scenes with the same lady, it takes them far longer to attain orgasm than if they watch many scenes with various women. Porn educates our brains to desire an unrealistic and unattainable amount of diversity in our personal and sexual relationships, resulting in unhappiness with our present or future partner and general malaise with our existence. See how you did not fixate on a single woman, but instead rapidly surveyed the group for the next gorgeous woman. Every one of us can view, and, to some extent, experience, more women than any guy 100 or 1000 years ago could in his whole lifetime. Your brain was never intended to experience this much intense pleasure in such a short period. As a result, it stands to reason that these repeated dopamine spikes might develop into a drug-like addiction in which all your brain wants every day is to be alone and isolated with 1000 nude women only a mouse click away. Heavy pornography addiction has been related to performance anxiety, erectile problems, and OCD in real-life sexual experiences. Real sex versus masturbation ultimately replaces normal, healthy sex. Expect to flirt, caress, odors, pheromones, emotional connection, closeness, penetration, and finally climax in a relationship or one-night stand. Masturbation bypasses all of them in favor of a more direct method of inducing orgasm. Being tribal, pair-bonding organisms, our brains require intimate touch throughout our lives for optimal mental health. When we masturbate excessively, our brains may substitute these fundamental human needs with an ever-increasing need and more frequent orgasms, devoid of the health-giving touch that genuine intercourse delivers. This may alter the brain and its biochemistry, preventing us from experiencing the satisfaction in true, healthy relationships. Cyberpsychology Behavior, September 2, 2006. Of all internet activities, porn has the greatest potential for addiction. This is why, the reward circuit compels individuals to pursue natural rewards. The excessive dopamine induced by the sight of naked, gorgeous ladies surpasses our instincts for satiety. For the first time in human history, it is possible to binge on fake sex, and the effect on brain chemistry is identical to that of any other drug. Excessive chronic intake induces dopamine surges, which activates the binge mechanism, delta phob accumulation, which prompts a desire for more. It is frighteningly simple and quick to fulfill that yearning once more, and the cycle continues. Thus, instead of converting your natural sex urge into energy that propels you in attracting and retaining women, you satisfy your sex need with video and go on with your day, at least until a few hours later, when the yearning returns. You are receiving immediate satisfaction, which decreases your motivation and capacity to find a long-term, healthy answer. Furthermore, the negative impacts of porn are not restricted to your sexual life. You lose your self-assurance, motivation, productivity, and sense of adventure. You can push a button to experience an orgasm. It is free and addictive. You are watching television. You do it again. Play some video games, become frustrated, and then continue. Go out and have a couple of drinks to look forward to a little session at home before passing asleep. That is sad, correct? Therefore, it is time to take action. Stop masturbating and assume responsibility for your life. Stop doing this immediately. Masturbation and sex are more harmful than beneficial. Period. What's worse is that women sense it as well. Overall, you're less attracted to them because you're satisfied without them, and in turn, they're less attracted to you, which leads to a spiral of more masturbation and porn, as well as increased social anxiety because you have less motivation to pursue beautiful women in the real world. Have I your whole attention? It's vital that you read this. As said previously, the more you engage in pornographic masturbation, the less likely you are to be laid. Continue reading to learn more. In his TED lecture, The Demise of Guys, Philip Zimbardo claims that the typical boy views 50 pornographic videos every week. For every Hollywood film, there are 11,000 pornographic films. The rewiring of the brain to anticipate continual novelty and stimulation is out of step with the realities of real women and genuine relationships. In actuality, the demand for new porn stars among males exceeds the supply. This tendency will continue if males continue to consume an increasing amount of pornography. In actuality, the demand for new porn stars among males exceeds the supply. This tendency will continue if males continue to consume an increasing amount of pornography. This makes common pleasures less stimulating than sexual action. This is true for all addicts, even pornographic junkies. Orgasm is one of the few things that may generate a dopamine surge comparable to that of cocaine, and healthful hobbies are being phased out. This leads to man's existence becoming monotonous. There is no spirit. Lack of ambition to succeed in business. This leads to man's existence becoming monotonous. There is no spirit. Lacking the motivation to achieve in work, relationships, and life. Guys will not pursue women. They will go to work, joke with other men, get home, eat, get online, engage in pornographic activity, and repeat. Porn, the killer of sexual performance. A study conducted by the Italian Association of Andrology and Sexual Medicine in 2011 reveals in gloomy black and white that excessive porn consumption diminishes sexual performance. Marnyal Robinson wrote in Psychology Today that when individuals abstain from porn and drastically reduce masturbation, their demand for social interaction increases. Likewise, their self-assurance, their ability to look others in the eye, their sense of humor, their view of their manliness, their focus, their charisma, their optimism, their judgment, their desirability to possible mates, etc., all contribute to their overall beauty. Even past sufferers of social anxiety are frequently empowered to seek new routes for social engagement, such as smiling and joking with coworkers, online dating, meditation groups, and nightclubs. Sometimes it takes months, but sometimes the change is so abrupt that it catches people off guard. Without simple pleasure, sexual desire expends its energy on other aspects of life. Stopping regular porn and masturbation may significantly enhance the quality of your life, even if you haven't even acknowledged it as a problem. You will feel more energized, alert, and focused because the biological urge that has evolved to provide you with an evolutionary advantage is being utilized rather than wasted. Use this motivation towards focusing on your health, social life, and profession, and you will discover that you do not need porn, as ladies will be naturally attracted to the fantastic life you lead. When locked in a continuous circle of porn indulgence and easy fulfillment, however, it becomes practically hard to develop meaningful connections, sexual and emotional. Your attachment is just to your addiction. And because your addiction occurs in secret, you grow increasingly alienated and detached from society. This causes a further decline in self-esteem and sociability, which makes it more difficult to socialize with others, and the cycle continues. To completely feel the wonderful impacts of no porn and frequent masturbation, you should stop masturbating and take a 30-day, 60-day, and 90-day challenge. During the first 30 days, you should also endeavor to abstain from alcohol. Results will be visible within 2 weeks. Try to make love with ladies to satisfy your cravings. You will discover that you are more productive and social, meeting new people, attracting more ladies into your life, and attempting new things when you have more free time. Understanding that regular porn use and masturbation do not benefit you, but rather harm you in the long term, is crucial. Use your sexual energy to permeate the planet,